Okay, see if I can pull this off. Um, Anyhow, first, regarding that last video, I should have been a little more careful before. I should have said a little more, but I wanted to see if anybody got the same thing I got out of it. And no one said, but you all have real relevant, really intelligent commentary about it. I was way off in left field as usual, and I'm not going to tell you what I was thinking. But for the most part, you guys made some really great comments about that video, the Catherine Austin Fitts. Dodson Armsco channel. I think that's how it's said. Friend, you've been on my channel a long time, but you don't comment that often. But when you do, you usually knock it out of the park. You got me thinking with your comment. I like how you explain that. The scam, the funneling of it, that was pretty sharp. I'm still thinking about that. I appreciate that. But usually I'll do something like that. I put a video up there or make something. And you guys come back with a lot of smart, intelligent commentary, and I realize just how stupid I am. But I am thankful. Another thing, the PNW writer, my good friend, brother, I love you. But every other time you make a comment, it gets lost either in messages or spam somewhere, and I can't access that stuff with my phone. I can see it says you left a comment, but I cannot get to it to comment back, and it won't be on the video. So I appreciate your comments. Don't think I'm blowing you off or nothing. But I didn't want to think I'm disrespecting you or anything. I hope your health is good and all that too. But for some reason, but every other comment you make, when you do, I can't. I got to hunt them down. I'm sure it's something weird on my end. I don't know how to use this thing. Anyhow, I hope you're doing well. The other day, I watched a video, Mr. Holster, about James Caan's, the guns he used in the specific movies. And he got me thinking about the movies. I did that movie review. And a couple of movies I'd watched 2 videos ago or something. And Joe Primal asked if I had a top 10 movie list. And I don't. Okay. I just have favorite movies. I can't rank them or that kind of thing. But if I have I should call this is, I don't want to say my short list, but I have a list of movies. If I was going to be stuck on an island somewhere and say, okay, you're only going to get to keep X number of movies and nothing else, what would those be? Anyhow, first one, it's not, like I said, not ranking these, it's just first on my list, as I've been thinking about this for 2 days. Never Cry Wolf. I used to sleep with that movie on. Okay, that's the one about the scientist. He goes off to the Arctic and wants to find out the issue about or all the elk dying because of the wolves. And he said, no, the wolves eat mice, and but complete bogus, the whole science behind it. This is the guy, I can't remember the guy's name. I can't remember, but it's actually based on a true story. But the story is, even the guy that flew him out said he wasn't there that long and all this. It's a great movie, but it's kind of, the guy fibbed about the story of it. But it's Never Cry Wolf. Everyone's seen it. In the 80s, it was very successful. Another movie that I watch every holiday, Plane, Trains, and Automobiles with Steve Martin and John Candy. Love that movie. And I own all these except for a couple of them. Uncle Buck with John Candy. That's another Christmas time movie. Love it. Outlaw Josie Wells. That's probably my favorite Clint Eastwood. Other than that, I like The Gauntlet. That's another good Clint Eastwood. It's not so much a Western, but something about The Gauntlet. I always like that when they drive the bus back into town. Jeremiah Johnson. That's Robert Redford. Electric Cowboy. That's one of my all-time favorites. That's sitting right here. That's one of my all-time favorite movies. I've watched this thing 1,000 times. Goofy-ass love story kind of thing, but something about riding that horse through Las Vegas, it just kills me. Open Range with Kevin Costner. Great movie. I haven't watched it in quite a while, but I can watch it anytime. Heat with Robert Duvall and Al Pacino. That was and Val Kilmer, really good movie. I really can't watch Robert De Niro now, but I can watch that movie. This is an old one. You youngins probably never heard of this. Those of you with a little snow in your cap, you know what I'm talking about. It's a mad, mad, mad world. That is absolutely hilarious. If you've never heard of it, if you can find it, Netflix or whatever, that is ridiculously hilarious. It's a mad, mad, mad world. I think it was in the 60s or something. Used Cars with Kurt Russell. It was an 80s comedy. Very funny. I don't own it. I actually don't. I actually got it and gave it to somebody. Never got it back. But Kurt Russell, it's an 80s comedy. It was 80s stuff usually isn't funny now. It's not real. Our humor's different now, but I can still watch that. Used Cars. Very funny. The Edge with Anthony Hopkins and Alec Baldwin. I could watch Alec Baldwin in that one. But love that movie, The Edge. I've got that one somewhere around here. Red River with Montgomery Clift and John Wayne. That's a really old one. John Wayne's actually a young man in the kind of, fairly young in the movie, black and white. But actually Montgomery Clift plays the lead role, in my opinion. Some people dispute that, but he's the main guy in the movie. And John Wayne goes nuts. And he kind of recovers at the end, but usually he's always straight arrow and this and that. But he actually goes wacko in the movie. Red River. Another one. This is one of my favorite. The Cowboys. John Wayne. That's where he got the little kids, suited them all up, put them on horses to get his cattle to. Some French place, but The Cowboys. John Wayne. That's a great movie. I think I'm missing a couple here. Anyhow. Another, Joe Primal, you talked about The Happy People. It's a documentary about in the taiga, Russia, Siberia. And that is done by Werner Herzog, who I think passed last year. Werner Herzog did another one about the Antarctic, however you say it. He's a real interesting documentary on that one, about how the scientists are down there, what they're doing, what's the community like down there. And he also pointed out that they keep bringing up weird stuff they're studying because they've run out of ideas, but they have to do something to keep the funding going so it can stay down there. So it's like this week we're going to, study, some stupid thing. they get funding for it. Another really good documentary that's an Australian one is called The Rabbit Proof Fence. There's actually a movie based off of it. But if you could see the Rabbit Proof Fence, it'll just break your heart. But it's about these Aborigine girls who break away from their reservation school kind of thing to walk back home to their homeland. And it's like 1,000 miles or something. And they know that there's this rabbit-proof fence that keeps the rabbits from in the outback coming into the farmland. And if you follow this fence, they can make it back home. And I won't tell you how it ends, but just something. The rabbit-proof fence, that was really, really, really epic. I think there was one. I think that was it. There's some TV series like Breaking Bad wasn't bad. I told you about that Canadian one. That was pretty cool. But you know what? There is that. Let's read this one. This was a pretty good movie. Robert Redford, Morgan Freeman, An Unfinished Life, Sexy Pants in the middle there, An Unfinished Life. Really good movie. If you haven't seen this one, give this a view. I'd put this on that list. I have a ton of movies, but none. A lot of them only get watched once or twice. But anyhow, that's my stuck on an island list. I probably forgot some. Oh, there was one more, and it's a Canadian one. It was for the Canadian market. It may have been down here, but it's anytime I'll say something Toronto, it was made up in Canada, and it's a movie called. I think it's called Going Home. And just love this movie. I've got it. It's right here somewhere. It's a little kid. I'll put it this way. This daughter runs off and marries this Indian guy. Her father gets upset, kicks her out of the family. She goes off and marries the Indian, and I think he goes off to war like Iraq or something and dies. Later on, and then they had a child. So the father goes off to war and dies, the Indian. And she's a single mom with a child. You don't get to see this, but this is the preliminary stuff. Then the mother dies. So the kid's all alone. The only family he has left is his grandparents. So he goes back to his grandparents. His grandfather's this old codger kind of guy who's still pissed off that his daughter married the Indian and she's dead, you know. And so this kid, he has to come back live with him. He's kind of not cool with it or whatever. And so he's got this poor kid, the timid kid, he's got his grandmother and his grandfather. His grandfather's not excited about it and all pissed off. And he's a rancher. And I won't say any more because it would ruin it. But it's just a great movie. That's what stories are meant to be. I'm pretty sure it's called Going Home. If I find it, I'll make a video just on it. But it's a Canadian one. And there's an old actor guy that plays the grandfather. I can't think of his name. Anyhow, I'll find it. I'll do a video on it because it's one of those where it's a really good movie. Anyhow, I'll shut up now. Love you. God bless.